Hi everybody, Dan Illman here, taking a look at the mandatory payout Rainbow 6 sequence on Sunday, April the 19th at Gulfstream Park. The sequence comprising races 6 through 11. I'm filming this on Friday morning, and if there is no single ticket winner on Friday and or Saturday, there will be a gigantic pool for the Sunday 20-cent Rainbow 6. Let's kick off the action with race number 6. It's at a mile on the turf, and it's a starter optional claiming race. And as always on these videos, we're pre-scratches, program changes, track conditions, etc. So I'm just going to give you some preliminary opinions and information on some horses that I'm considering using on this Sunday's Rainbow 6 ticket. When it's time for you to make your final decisions, I'd like to urge you to use DRF's Ticket Maker. It's the most efficient way to play these multiple race sequences utilizing Steve Christ's A, B, and C method. My plan here for this Sunday's Rainbow 6 is to go light in the first couple of legs and then spread later on. So in race number 6, I'm using two horses as an A. My preferred selection is the number 5 Scatnap. And Scatnap last time out made her first start off a little bit of a layoff. She showed good speed and she was game in the stretch to only be beaten a length. She historically runs well second off the layoff, and it's hard to knock a horse that's won 10 times from 35 lifetime starts. I love the tactical speed she has, and I think she's going to be close to the pace, ready to pounce when the field turns into the stretch. I liked Scatnap's most recent race. It resulted in one of her better Beyer speed figures, and I think she'll be prominent when the field turns for home. Barriqua, the number 3, looks like the horse to beat, and is a horse I also will use, although I'm not as bullish on Barriqua as I am Scatnap. Barriqua likes to win races as well. She is a 12-time winner. She just won the starter stake, the Mary Todd, last time out. I didn't think it was the greatest field in the world. I thought she had a decent trip. I don't love the fact that it's been 2 months since we've seen her, but from a class standpoint, she just seems to fit this race, and she is adaptable to any kind of pace situation. So for me, I'm going with the 3 and the 5 as A's. My preferred selection is the number 5 Scatnap in race number 6, the kickoff leg of this 20-cent mandatory payout Rainbow 6. Race number 7, $8,000 claiming race on the main track, going a 1-turn mile. Again, I'm utilizing two horses in here. My preferred selection is the number 6, Grace's Drama, and I think this mare is just coming into this race the right way. Her most recent start, she had to come 4 wide into the stretch. She was really digging. She only got beat a half length by Brooks All Mine, the other horse I'm using in this race, and the horse they're all going to likely have to beat. Grace's Drama has really improved, I believe, in her last 2 races. She's coming into this race in excellent form, and she'll be a square price. I think Brooks All Mine's going to take a lot of money. 7-2 in the morning line for Grace's Drama. Maybe we get 4-1. And I'll also use Brooks All Mine, a horse that has been in very good form, has been claimed out of her last 3 races, and I like that she's been reclaimed by drawing away stable and this trainer. 2 starts back for these connections, she just dominated a field of $8,000 claimers. She got a great trip, battling an 80-1 shot, opening up under a very confident ride and winning under a hand ride while flashing her tail characteristically. She ran well last time out, finishing ahead of 4 of these common rivals, and her speed should put her right in the mix from the opening bell. Brooks All Mine, the number 4 alongside the number 6, Grace's Dream, in the second leg of the Rainbow 6. Moving on to race number 8. It's at a mile on the turf. It's an optional claiming race for 3-year-olds. And in looking in this race, I'm really interested in using 2 A's and 1 B. I like the 11 Street Ready. I don't know if we'll get the 15-1 on the morning line, but I think Street Ready, with a drop in class after running in a couple of stakes races, fits this race to a T. He broke from the far outside post last time out. He was 3-4 wide throughout. He made an early bid into a fast pace, and he tired in a race that featured the return of Decorated Invader, one of the best 3-year-old turf horses in the country. With an aggressive ride, Street Ready can find a good spot despite breaking from post position 11. I think he's going to be in a very good spot out, turning into the stretch. Street ready, the Beyer speed figures are going the right way. I want to use this horse as an A. Todd Pletcher's number 4, Mystic Lancelot, has had his chances. He might have limited upside, but he improved in his most recent start. He broke very well. He pressed the pace along the inside, got to the outside on the backstretch, and just tired late. By far, that was his best career effort since his debut. And Mystic Lancelot, I think, will appreciate cutting back from 1 1/8 to a mile. Those two horses would be my A's in this race. My backup is the 5, No Word. This is a horse that hasn't run since September, but he was a pretty good 2-year-old for Todd Pletcher. A debut winner around 2 turns at Saratoga, and then in the Pilgrim Stakes last time, he had the misfortune to face Structor, a horse that came back to win the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf with a 79 Beyer speed figure. I think No Word can be a little bit closer to the pace than he was in the Pilgrim last time out. If he's ready, he fits very, very well with these horses. I just wonder if he's a bit of an underlay in both the Rainbow 6 and at the win odds. 3 to 1 on the morning line. I think he's going to take more money than that. So as of right now, my A's 4 and 11, my B's 5 in race number 8. We're halfway done in the 20-cent mandatory payout Rainbow 6 at Gulfstream on Sunday. We'll move on to race number 9, and to me, I thought this was the toughest race in the sequence. It's a 1-turn mile on the main track. It's a starter optional claiming race, and I finally landed on 2 A's and 2 B's. The 3 Trapezoid is just in raging form right now. He's won his last 2 races. Most recently, he was far, far behind off a fast pace. He swung into the 5-path, turning into the lane, and he ran those horses down. Just considering the form he's in right now, I have to use him as an A, but I wonder how the pace situation is going to affect him and the other closers. Blakey, the number 7, might be a little bit cheap, but he also has speed, and I think he could control this race up front. Last time out, they dropped him into a condition claiming race. He pressured the pace. He drew away in the stretch while down towards the inside, and I think Louis Sy, as a very aggressive rider, is going to get Blakey out there on the lead here, and if Blakey gets a bit of a breather, he might be able to spurt away on the turn and last. So the 3 and the 7 are going to be my A's. The informed Trapezoid, the curious pace Pele Blakey, and my backups are the 2 Il Faraone and the number 8 Yes I See, coming out of a common race. The issue with these horses is that they are both deep closers that could be compromised if the pace is slow. Il Faraone, far back last time out, altered course down to the rail in the stretch, then moved outside the winner and was second best to that odds-on winner, Blue Buff. He seems to be in good form. You give him pace, he's going to close. Yes I See, who was the upset winner of the Claiming Crown Iron Horse, was very rank coming out of the gate last time out. Another horse that was far back. He split rivals and then finished evenly in between. He is a 14-time winner. But these are horses that need to stay close to the pace, and because I'm concerned that the pace may not be fast, I'll use them as backups. The A's are 3 and 7. The B's are 2 and 8. My main concern is Dexter Road, a horse that I'm likely not using and who I think is in sneaky good form at a price. Maybe I should be giving this horse a little bit more respect and put him in the ticket, and if you have the budget, please go ahead and do so. Race number 10, leg E of this Sunday's mandatory payout in the Rainbow 6. Optional claiming race, non-winners of one other than. It's a race for fillies and mares. This is a race that I want to spread. Again, the strategy, kind of go light early, spread late. 3 A's and 3 B's in this wide open affair. Let's talk about the number 1, Paquette. Paquette is coming off a little bit of a layoff for Mark Casse, but I thought she ran into a strong field last time out. The winner of that race, Silver Kitten, came back to finish second in the Grade 3 Honey Fox with an 89 Beyer, and then returned from the Honey Fox to win a non-winners of 2 other than with an 89 Beyer speed figure. I like this inside post for Paquette. I believe that she handles any kind of footing, and if you give her some pace, 12 to 1 on the morning line seems fair. Casse also has the number 3 All Quality going second off the layoff, and you just should watch the replay of All Quality's return to the races on March the 7th. She broke terribly from the far outside post, was forced very wide on the first turn, eventually worked her way in between horses, and then had all kinds of traffic issues in the stretch. Despite those problems, she still managed to earn her co-best Beyer speed figure, and you can expect her to improve in her second start of the form cycle. With an alert break, all quality can be closer to the pace. The number 12 is my other A as of right now, and that's Take 10. And I know it took Take 10 8 starts to break her maiden, but I thought she did so nicely last time out. She saved ground at the back, angled 4 wide into the stretch, and held sway. And sometimes these horses just take a while to figure things out, and once they do, they can go on a bit of a roll. Take 10 is going to have to overcome a tough post position while stepping up in class, but her last 2 races are much improved, and I think she's coming into form. I'm going to have to use several horses as B's, though. Kariba, the number 6, finished ahead of 4 of these common rivals on March the 7th. She's lightly raced, making her first start for Christophe Clement, and this is her 3rd start of the form cycle. I think she's going to work out a good trip from close to the pace. Bearing Straight, the number 8, I don't love, but I think you have to use her because she's all upside. Only 4 starts on her resume. She made a 4-wide bid on the turn last time out, evenly in between horses for the Pletcher barn, and just looks like a consistent and solid horse. And if you want a pace player at a price, how about Air of Light, who made her turf debut in a very tough spot, the Sanibel Island Stakes. And not only was she in a tough spot, but she chased a very fast horse, Cheermeister, for the first 6 furlongs before tiring. There are no speeds like Cheermeister in this race. Maybe Air of Light, trained by Norm Cassie, can get to the front in here at a big price, back down the fractions, and scoot on home. So this is the spread for me: 1, 3, and 12 A's, 6, 8, and 10 B's. Race number 11, 1 mile on the turf. It's a maiden special weight. Really doesn't get much easier. A lot of well-bred horses in here, very inexperienced ones at that. I'm going to use 2 A's and 2 B's. I think the number 9 fits very well in this race. Royal Mandate, 6-1 on the morning line for Mark Cassie. Here's a formulator fact for Mark Cassie. Over the past 5 years, horses aged 3 and up, making their second start off a 2 to 4 month layoff in maiden special weight turf routes at Gulfstream. Yes, you can get that in depth in formulator. Cassie is 5 for 7 with a $7 return on investment. Royal Mandate made her return to the races at Tampa Bay. She was 3 wide early, dropped inside on the backstretch, and I thought she ran okay to be second to the favorite Lido Key. She can improve with that race under her girth. I'm using her as an A. I'm also using the 2 Let Them Eat Cake. I believe a good trip is coming for this lightly raced filly. It sometimes takes Ian Wilkes trained horses a few races to improve. This will be lifetime start number 3. She set the pace in the slower division of maiden special weights last time out. Maybe she'll have a target here. My 2 B's, the 5 First in Command, I think, is dirtied up on paper and can work out a good trip adding blinkers either on or near the lead. First in Command is bred for turf. She is by Warfront out of Indescribable, who was a grade 3 stakes winner on both turf and synthetic going long. First in Command has only raced once on the turf. That was a sprint where she showed good sprint speed before tiring. She is not a sprinter. She wants to go a distance of ground, or at least she is bred to do so, and I think this is the first time she's getting an opportunity to actually ply her trade. 8-1 on the morning line for First in Command, and the 6 Better with Age is a horse that I want to use as a B as well. Maybe she's a little class compromised. Her best races have come for the $75,000 maiden selling tag, but another horse going second off a long layoff. She swung widest into the stretch last time out, was bumped a bit in upper stretch, and if this pace gets a little bit faster than expected, maybe Better with Age will come with a run at a nice price. So in the final leg of the Rainbow Six, 2 and 9 A's, 5 and 6 B's. It is a fun sequence. We've got a mandatory payout. Hopefully we'll have a giant pool. Race number 6 is the kickoff leg of this mandatory Rainbow Six, and it has an approximate post time of 3:23 Eastern. Best of luck with your wagers.